Hello, wrestling fans. Welcome to SICW All-Star Wrestling. I'm Drew Ebenhouse, joined by the Canadian hero himself, Mr. Sean Vincent, who seems like you're feeling better.
I am. I'm feeling fantastic. I spent a little hiatus from SICW. I went up to Canada, spent some time in some of the massage parlors up there.
Oh, goodness.
And my knee has never felt better.
It's a family show. I don't know what kind of massage parlors you're going to. All right,
I think you know.
We'll move on from that. Ladies and gentlemen, your TV main event today, the Top Guns, Brandon Beretta and Joe Vanetti, will be taking on the professionals of Mahler McDarby and Sean Santel.
Today, baby.
Yes, sir. The Iron Pitbull, Kenny Kingston, is here, and he is in action. Billy McNeel will go one-on-one with hashtag trending Trent Daniels.
Ooh.
We'll have words from the Dogtown Underground. And we didn't mention it last week. We didn't have enough time. You're going to see it tonight, ladies and gentlemen. We are going to relive the action from when we have new tag team champions. It's Billy McNeel and Volatile Curtis Wilde, who defeated the LA Hustlers recently in Collinsville, Illinois.
They cheated.
We'll see all that in tonight's episode. But ladies and gentlemen, let's get straight to it. Let's head to the ring for our opening contest. Ladies and gentlemen, your opening contest set for one fall with a 10-minute time limit. Introducing first, making his way to us from Calgary, Alberta, Canada, weighing in at 227 pounds, Rob Stardom.
Oh, yes, a fellow Canadian. I'd call him the Diet Coke of Canada because, let's face it, I'm the real deal. I am the Winnipeg Manitoba.
And his opponent is from Denver, Colorado, weighing in at 370 pounds. He is the Iron Pitbull, Kenny Kingston.
That's a big boy there.
Absolutely right.
Rob Starks. Is that what you said?
Stardom.
Stardom's got his work cut out from it. It was just like a 200-pound difference.
Oh, about 150 or so.
Oh,
bell is sounded. Referee Andy Anderson calls for the bell. And quickly, we talked about this last week. Rob Stardom is really, since he's gotten here, he's faced Bobby D, Big Texan, and Jason Breed. So he's gone straight to the deep end. Rob Stardom, 25-year veteran from Canada, trained by the nephew of Bulldog Bob Brown, trained by Kerry Brown himself, former NWA Canadian champion. He's worked Mexico, England, all over the world, but he's got his work cut out for him.
He's got a good resume, but is he actually going to get past the Iron Pitbull? Right now, the Pitbull is throwing him around like a chihuahua.
We'll see. Rob Stardom has really faced the top of the top here every time he's competed on All-Star Wrestling. And he's mean, he's ornery, he's a little pissy, I'll say. But he's a talented man. But Kenny Kingston has been on a roll. The fans are really taking to it, this powerhouse, Kenny Kingston. And we've now seen him here several times, so we're getting to get to know him, his personality, and the Iron Pitbull, somebody really to watch here in SICW.
I've actually been in the ring with Kenny Kingston once before, and let me tell you right now, that man is nothing but raw muscle.
Yes, sir.
Irish whip blocked. Irish whip blocked again. If he thinks he's going to be able to,
nice reversal. Stardom into the corner.
He would have crushed him had he not got that foot up.
Iron Pitbull running right into the boot of Stardom.
Did he really think that was going to have any effect on the Iron Pitbull?
Well, you got to chop away to eventually cut down a big tree, but I don't know that matching the big man power for power is the way to go, as you see. It's like running into a brick wall.
See, it's all downhill from here. I've been in this position before. The Iron Pitbull is going to just devour his meal. That is a Stardom. Go back to Canada,
look
buddy.
at him, like a sack of potatoes, just putting him up onto his shoulder. Huge running power slam. Hooks a strong leg for the 3.
Wow.
Referee Andy Anderson making the count. You see it. Rob Stardom, he's a game competitor every time. Was just a little out of his league here. The size advantage of Kenny Kingston really coming into play. The big man picking up a win in your opening contest here today.
Thank you, Rob Stardom. Come again.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I mentioned it at the beginning of the show. Now we are going to take a trip back to Collinsville, Illinois, and take a look at what happened when Curtis Wilde and Billy McNeel challenged the LA Hustlers for the SICW Tag Team Championship.
It's a tragedy of justice.
months ago, it's like you've been cursed. Every time you got close to these belts, something happened, a rug got swept out from under you, Gil Rogers got injured, which cut your last reign short. You did it!
Yeah, baby! It was a hard night for a curse, so I went ahead and broke that curse! Came up just short last month. Look at us now, baby! Tag team champions of the world! Yes! Thank you! Thank you! I'm exhausted, thank you!
Good job. Curtis! One more accolade on your long list of accomplishments. You've been a Bruiser Brody Memorial Battle Royal Champion. You've been the Classic Wrestling Champion. You've never held the tag titles. Now you do.
Well, that just happens to be what happens when chumps like the LA Hustlers step on through to the wild side. But the fact is, Billy McNeel, I've been seeing your battles, and me and the LA Hustlers, we go back. They've taken me out on maybe more than one occasion. But me and the LA Hustlers go back. We hate each other as much as you hate them. And so I've seen what you've been going through. Partner after partner after partner couldn't get the job done. So tonight, we made it a point that they stepped on through to the wild side. And your new tag team champions are Billy McNeel and the Lion of the Lou, the Wolf of West County, the Spark of Forest Park, and your people's champion, Volatile Curtis Wild.
I couldn't have done that any better. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up one more time for your new tag champs, Volatile Curtis Wild and Billy McNeel. And Wildfire. Wrestling fans, I am joined by our new SICW Tag Team Champions, Billy McNeel, Volatile Curtis Wild, with Wildfire.
They should call them the Silverbacks,
Curtis!
with all the gray hair on their heads.
Tag team champions. LA Hustlers just couldn't get it done. They stepped on through to the wild side. The Wildcats are here to stay. And we are your SICW Tag Team Champions.
Now, Curtis, for yourself, this is one more accolade to your long list of accomplishments. You're a former Bruiser Brody Cup winner. You're a former Classic Wrestling Champion. The tag titles have evaded you in your career no longer.
Well, they haven't exactly evaded me. I just wasn't a man who had a lot of partners, you see. I was a man on an island. Well, now I got some friends. Now I got some people like Billy McNeel. I got Jason Breed. I got Big Texan. I got Bobby D. We got family here in SICW. And the fact is, this tag belt, it might be one more accolade, but it's one of a long list of accomplishments here in SICW, and we are just getting started.
You heard him. And Billy, for yourself, these tag titles, I don't want to call them cursed. You've been looking for various partners to get these titles. You were a tag team champion once in the past with Gil Rogers, who suffered an injury like immediately. I don't even know if you guys got to defend the titles. But finally, the tag title around your waist. Congratulations, sir.
Drew, I'm going to have to ask you not to use the C word on television, okay? Let me tell you something. We got it all together here. We got a couple of wild cards tearing through the scene like wildcats, headed towards the wild blue yonder. Nobody steal that. That's all copyrighted.
You heard it. Well, Billy, you've got a lot going on. Not only are you now reigning atop the tag team division, you've got a personal feud going on with Big Nasty Glenn Williams. He's accepted your challenge. It's hair versus his, butlership, we'll call it?
Yeah, hair versus manservant, whatever you care to call it. I mean, you can call it whatever you want because there's only one way that match is ending. And let me tell you, these beautiful locks aren't going anywhere, baby!
All right, well, ladies and gentlemen, we've got to take a quick commercial break. Billy, get ready. When we come back, you are going one-on-one with #trending Trent Daniels.
Like being on vacation, baby. It's over for you already, Trent. You just don't know it.
We'll be right back right after this.
Wrestling fans, SICW is continuing its 2024 Road Tour. On Saturday, August 24th, we return for our annual event at the Belleville Little Devils. September 7th, it's back to the Madison County Firemen's Hall, and September 14th, we return for another big show in Sandoval, Illinois. On Saturday, September 28th, we return to the Worldwide Technology Raceway as part of the NHRA Drag Racing Weekend. October 4th, SICW returns home to the Belle Claire Fairgrounds. But back on the road on October 12th, we're visiting Fairmont City. October 19th, we return to the Shriners Temple, and October 26th to Breeze, Illinois. This is just a start of a busy half of 2024. For additional information, visit www.sicw.org.
SICW, this evening I am joined by the Top Guns. And tonight, they're in the main event. Guys, how you feeling?
We're feeling great. We are feeling great. Tonight, the Top Guns are in the main event for SICW. And tonight, people may not know this, but this is the first time the Top Guns and the professionals have stepped foot in a ring against each other. Ever. We've done singles competition against both of them, but we have never had a tag team match against the professionals. Now, here's the thing. The professionals, they are a great tag team. Some say one of the best in the St. Louis area. I respect the professionals. I do not respect the use of illegal weapons, bending the rules, cheating, anything like that. So tonight in the main event, there's going to be one thing that happens, and that is going to be a tag team match that should have happened a year ago. A tag team match that should be main eventing any house show that we are on with the professionals, because this match is going to be a barn burner if you've ever seen one. So I hope you guys are ready. I hope the fans here at the East Carondelet Community Center are ready, and I hope the fans at home are ready for one hell of a tag team match. So the Top Guns are ready. Mahler, Sean, I hope you guys bring everything you got, because you're looking at two of the youngest up-and-coming wrestlers in the St. Louis area. And I'm excited for this match.
Now, we may have the professionals tonight, but we still have some unfinished business with the LA Hustlers. Now, while Lucky P. Larson is gone healing up that arm of his, we still have our eyes on the LA Hustlers as well. Even though that they don't have the tag team championships anymore, you better watch out. The Top Guns are coming.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Lamont, Bradley, you guys may not have the possession of the tag team titles anymore, but the Top Guns still have our sights set on you too. So keep wearing them bulletproof vests, because when you step in the ring with the Top Guns, you best believe we're aiming for your chest.
Strong words from the Top Guns this evening. We're going to go ringside for your next match.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are back, and this matchup is set for one fall with a 10-minute time limit. Introducing first from Santa Clara, California, 214 pounds, hashtag trending Trent Daniels.
Hey, you didn't be able to put the hashtag up, buddy. There it is.
His opponent is from Springfield at 204 pounds. He is one half of your SICW Tag Team Champions, Billy McNeel.
Wow, I'm still in shock and awe right now. The fact that they were able to overcome the LA Hustlers to become the new SICW Tag Team Champions.
Absolutely right, and I don't want to give him credit because he's not here, so we don't even need to mention him. But was the lack of Lucky P. Larson at ringside a factor in the LA Hustlers coming out with a loss this time?
You know what? I'm going to say yes, because with Lucky P. Larson at ringside, there's no way the LA Hustlers would have lost.
Well, Lucky and his briefcase like to get involved, and that was not an option this time around, and we saw what happens. It was a good back-and-forth contest, but it was a clean victory. Billy McNeel scoring the pinfall. I believe it was on Bradley Diggs. And now Billy McNeel is in his second title reign, Curtis Wilde in his first.
Well, I'm actually kind of shocked. A clean break in the corner from Trent Daniels. You know, this is a man of opportunity. I would have figured, yeah, that's right, baby. That's right. Do it for Canada. Hashtag Canada.
Oh, boy. Here's what's interesting about Trent Daniels. He shows us a different side of himself every time we see him in the ring. He's a relative newcomer here to SICW, so we're unfamiliar with his ways and his tactics. But against Kenny Kingston, he was giving up 150 pounds, so he got outside the ring and tried to outsmart and use mental tactics. Last week here on All-Star Wrestling, he faced the young up-and-coming Cade Maxson, and we saw Trent Daniels on the receiving end of several high-impact, dangerous moves, but he kicked out of them. So we're learning that he's a little cocky. I want to call him squirrely, but he's not. He is resilient because we saw him take punishment, kick out, and keep going, and it resulted in a victory.
Well, with the Billy McNeel here, as he goes to the ropes, clean break.
This is an interesting match for both of these gentlemen. They're unfamiliar with each other. I believe this is the first time they've ever stepped inside the ring. If Trent Daniels is not familiar with Billy McNeel, he's going to be. You're very familiar with Billy McNeel. He's the most unpredictable, quirky, eccentric human inside the ring. How do you prepare for somebody when I don't know that Billy knows what he's going to do next? So how do you prepare against somebody who might?
You really can't. Billy McNeel is a living cartoon. Watching a live car crash. Billy McNeel is so unpredictable, so high octane that you really can't prepare for the match.
You've been feuding off and on with Billy for 20 years.
20+ years.
And still, I don't even know that would help prepare you for getting in the ring with Billy McNeel.
Every match with Billy McNeel is different. He's a high flyer amongst many high flyers, but very, very different. Very unpredictable.
Yes, sir. Billy's been on a roll recently, now leading, of course, to the tag team titles, but he's got a big test ahead of him. September the 7th, Glenn Williams looking to shave the head of Billy McNeel, and I have to imagine, Billy going for the pin. Trent Daniels out of there. I have to imagine you'll be in the corner of Big Nasty for this contest.
Of course I will. And let me tell you something right now. Big Nasty's been coming into his own. He's been winning matches without me, proving himself.
Oh.
And I can't be more proud of him. And now, yes, on that date, you will see Billy McNeel ball.
Oh, nicely done. Backbreaker from Trent Daniels. You have to be unpredictable and match Billy McNeel. It's like a weird chess match. You can't plan too much ahead. You just have to react to the moves in front of you.
Look at that. Wearing him out in the corner with that foot choke. Respect. You got to understand, rules are just guidelines. And Trent Daniels gets that. He's a man that can get it done by any means necessary, even bending the rules. I love it. A nice side headlock there. Choking him out, taking the wind out of Billy McNeel.
You guys have sort of stayed out of the crossfire between Herb Simmons and Devastation Incorporated. Travis Cook last week was suggesting that Herb's getting too old for this. He's getting tired.
Agreed.
I know Herb. I've known him for a long time. I probably know him almost as well as his family, and I hate to do this.
Suck up.
I almost have to agree. Herb's been doing this for 51 years. We've done 2 fan fests now.
Yeah.
It's a lot of work.
It's time to put old Yeller out the pasture.
You know,
it's time to put the old Eskimo
I still
on
don't,
an iceberg and let Lucky P.
But it's making me worry. Herb wasn't here for our TV show last week. He's normally here all the time.
Yeah.
So it's just, I don't want to say that Travis and Stephen E. might be correct. Billy kicking out at 2. But for the sake of all of us, I have to hope and pray that Herb's got a few more years in him. Can you imagine how the landscape would change here?
For the better.
Oh, Travis Cook, recently in Collinsville, Illinois, he even said if Stephen E. takes over, Travis would become the vice president of wrestling operations. I don't know exactly what that would entail, but I know it's not good.
Having you out of a job real soon for all the things you're just now saying about Travis Cook and Stephen E. You're going against the grind, my man. You're going against the axe. And
you just said I was sucking up.
And the axe is going towards Herb. Yeah. Herb needs the axe from SICW. He needs to move on to an old person's home and let the real talented Stephen E. take over.
Trent Daniels with a handful of hair slamming Billy to the mat.
Getting it done by any means necessary. That's why I respect this young man. Billy, look at him, sucking wind.
You hate to say that you're right, but if the ref isn't going to disqualify you, then try to get away with what you can. I hate to justify that, but hey, the winner walks away with more money. That's what we're here for.
A little bit of a comeback from Billy here. Back elbow.
Billy, strong Irish whip into the corner. Almost a little predictable, telegraphing what he was planning there. Trent Daniels able to stay one step ahead. Going for that huge hashtag boot into the corner. Billy McNeel saw it coming, got out of the way, going for maybe that patented. There it is, the top rope elbow drop. Not a lot of clearance room, but he got it done for the 3. Excellent contest between two gentlemen that I think were fairly evenly matched. Billy McNeel using that unpredictability, using that quirkiness, as I like to say. One half of your new tag champs victorious today. Billy McNeel with the win on All-Star Wrestling.
Yeah, no, you got to give it to Trent Daniels. What a heck of a fight.
Wrestling fans, I am here with the Dogtown Underground. Marlon McDarby, Sean Santel, Kowalski. This is a group with a lot going on. Mahler, we'll start with you. You guys are in the main event. It is now the first official meeting between the professionals and the Top Guns.
And you know what? We're not going to start with the professionals. Who we are going to start with is Lucky P. Larson, our manager, the boss, attorney extraordinaire. Get well, Luck. We're all thinking about you. Just keep the lawsuits going. We're going to get it all back for you. That arm's going to heal up, and they're going to be the ones left holding the bag here at SICW, Luck. Now, speaking of holding the bag, let's talk about the mixed bag of the tag team division of SICW. See, the lay of the land, the way I see it, is this one simple fact. Since we left SICW due to injury, there seems to be a drop-off to the tag division. People have seemed to forgot why those tag belts sit where they do, why they're here, who started it. This right here, the professionals, the Dogtown Underground, Top Guns, you're going to understand one thing. They had the tag belts, Dr. Drew, and they couldn't even hang on to them. They couldn't even show up at the show at the same time to defend them. And what did it get them? It got Joe Vernetti's jaw busted. It got him pinned. Brandon, like I told you, do you think I forgot about hitting you with that cast? Huh? This isn't over by a long shot. Tell them.
And I'll tell you something right now. The professionals are the measuring stick of the SICW tag team division. And without the professionals around, you can see how it goes into the tank. And now that we're back, you're going to see this entire division elevated to a completely different level.
Mahler, I know you also have a few words about the big man, Big Joe Helms.
Oh, you mean the felon? The felon stole $5,000 on camera. How big of a dope do you gotta be? I can understand these nitwits not understanding the law of the land, but I mean, the average person should really get the fact of the matter that you just committed a felony on camera. And speaking of felons, something is about to be taken around here as well. The Big Texan, the Kingpin, September, what is it? The
7th.
7th. He's got some words about that belt.
Absolutely. Of course, the Big Texan is well into now his second year on the top of the mountain here in SICW as the Classic Wrestling Champion. But through that time, you're one of the men who's been one of his biggest challenges, and you still remain one of his biggest tests.
Biggest challenges isn't the word I would use, Drew. How many years has he had that belt?
This is his second year, over a year now, probably 13, 14 months.
I've been in this company for 10 years, Texan, and not once have you beat me in a singles match. Not once. You took the bait. Now you're mine, and that belt's coming back where it belongs, to the Dogtown Underground. So mark my words, Texan. Eat right, say your prayers, and kiss your kids goodbye, because you're mine.
Ladies and gentlemen, strong words from the Dogtown Underground. We've got to take a commercial break. When we return, it is this week's Promoter's Corner. Gentlemen, thank you for joining me. It's time for you guys got to get ready for your main event tag team match.
You guys got this. You guys got this.
The Dogtown Underground.
Wrestling fans, you looking for the best in daily lunch specials and great menu food items? Look no further than Layla's Roadhouse, 440 Falling Springs Road in Cahokia Heights, Illinois. That's right, a family sit-down dining and always great specials. Also has the best pizza in the area.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back from our commercial break, and it is time to take a trip to this week's Promoter's Corner. Let's go now.
The main event, a one fall with a time limit. Introducing from Los Angeles, California, weighing 323 pounds, Big John Studd. From Omaha, Nebraska, weighing 46 pounds, the Missouri State champion, Ted DiBiase. Referee Lee Warren.
Big John Studd. He demanded this opportunity, and he has it now against the Missouri State champion, Ted DiBiase. Studd, 6'9", 300.
People are gonna find out how tough I am now.
Studd says, tell the people you're going to find out how tough I am now. All 323 pounds of him. Hey, you punk, says Studd to DiBiase. Studd has been at verbal war with promoter Sam Muchnick because he hasn't gotten an opportunity in main events yet. He says, you're forcing me into tag matches. You're trying to hide the big stars from me. The stars are running. The Studd misses. That hard smash, what would have been a hard smash if DiBiase had been there. Ted DiBiase, they're calling him the uncrowned world champion.
I told you he's afraid of me.
He's afraid of me, says Big John Studd.
That's why he's walking around the ring looking at Mr. Ted DiBiase.
Yeah, let's have him keep his attention on Mr. DiBiase instead of you and me, Mick.
Ah, you better believe that.
He is awesome, frightening, menacing. Studd forces DiBiase to the ropes. Lee Warren trying to break him up, and once more DiBiase sidesteps the punch of Big John Studd, and Studd glares at DiBiase. DiBiase clenches his fist. He says, if you want to box, I'll go that route. The Missouri State champion, Ted DiBiase. The pressure is on him now after what happened with Harley Race. People like Big John Studd and many others after him, and DiBiase pound. Studd briefly in the hair. Lee Warren right on top of the situation. Up the headlock. That didn't work. DiBiase trying to force Studd forward so that his size isn't as big a difference. Studd trying to squeeze DiBiase. And there it is, the Missouri State title belt. It belongs to Ted DiBiase by virtue of victory over Ken Patera, as DiBiase is just manhandled by Studd, who charges in and misses with that charge. Drop kick by DiBiase, knocks Studd into the corner. DiBiase to the air. Oh, way up in the air, flying head scissors by DiBiase on Studd. Believe me, you have to fly to get up there to get Big John. He's 6'9".
Boy, it was like being on the arch that time.
Oh, and if he'd have missed, he would have landed out about Kings Highway in Lindell. He would have landed in the lobby of the Chase Hotel.
Right there.
Right on top of Ed Merchant or somebody in the Chase Hotel. Look out, Ed. They're taken to the air here in the KPLR studio. It's Ted DiBiase and Big John Studd. You talk about great rivalries. Well, it looks like one is maybe nearing some sort of climax because Sam Muchnick has finally managed to land Dick Murdoch against King Kong Brody. Talk about big news and talk about a wild affair that will be. Murdoch's been complaining that Brody is hiding from him, running from him, hiding behind tag team partners like Andre the Giant and Dick the Bruiser. His complaint much the same as Big John Studd. But now Murdoch and Brody can settle it head to head, one-on-one. A main event, Murdoch and Brody. As Studd uses the tights to try and get the shoulders of DiBiase down. Can you imagine what a war that will be? Brody will go through a concrete wall to get a Dick Murdoch. He won't have to do it because they're both going to be inside that ring alone. Murdoch and Brody, this is it. Settle it now, boys. Dick Murdoch and King Kong Brody. It's DiBiase with the side headlock on Big John Studd. You remember that Murdoch and Brody were once a very efficient tag team combination. But Murdoch, he's not the easiest guy in the world to live with. He's ended up with more enemies than friends. I can guarantee you that in tag team matches. But Brody is one enemy who won't go away. He won't be satisfied until he crushes Murdoch. And now the opportunity is at hand. Flying tackle. Oh, look out, Ted. Flying tackles don't work too well on Big John Studd. Oh, back rolling cradle knight. Try for a pin, and Studd pushes DiBiase away. Oh, DiBiase charged in, and Studd was waiting. Caught him with a blast to the stomach. DiBiase hurled to the ropes by Big John, and he bangs the elbow into the top of Ted DiBiase's head. DiBiase might be a little quicker than Studd, but I'll tell you that Studd can use his head too. He has good ring instincts. Don't forget, he was trained by Killer Kowalski. Studd lifting DiBiase to the air for a tremendous body slam. Ted DiBiase has been rattled by Big John Studd. He tries to line up the back, I guess. He comes up behind DiBiase and slams those meaty forearms into the back of DiBiase.
5 minutes have passed, 15 minutes left.
Studd lifts DiBiase high into the air for the atomic knee drop, slamming the tailbone into his own knee. This could be it for DiBiase, and oh, it was close. Big John Studd nearly polished off DiBiase right there. Studd is ready, and let me tell you, DiBiase may have the battle of his life on his hands right now against Big John. Look at those forearms and biceps on Big John. He's just huge. He's huge all over. I'll tell you, and he's in such good proportion. So well built, I don't think you realize the size of the man until you stand next to him, until you see those huge hands. But the only guy bigger is Andre the Giant. You can see right there, he really dwarfs Ted DiBiase. And Ted's about 6'4", 6'5", comes in around 245 pounds. But Big John Studd, oh, that's something else. He's huge. He's a mountain of a man. DiBiase bridging up. Whoa! Forearm smashed by Studd. DiBiase keeps his balance. Not the second time, though. Studd pounds him back down with legal forearm smashes. Look at that fist clenched right up against the face of DiBiase, pushing the cheek in, twisting the nose. Big John Studd. A little smile on his face. He knows that right now he's in command, that he's shaking Ted DiBiase, and Big John Studd. If he could beat DiBiase, as far as he's concerned, I guess, it's like beating the world champion. He saw that match between Race and DiBiase. And you know what happened between Race and DiBiase has a lot of other wrestlers even hotter on the trail of Race, because they say, boy, he is ready for the picking now. People like Big John Studd, like Dick Murdoch, like King Kong Brody, like Dick the Bruiser, like the Funks, like Jack Briscoe, like Rocky Johnson, like so many more, like Ken Patera. Now, more than ever, the pressure is on Harley Race. Everybody wants a crack at Race. Dusty Rhodes is after him. I'll tell you, the pressure on Race is immense, but the pressure on Ted DiBiase is just as much. Especially right now, because he's in with one of the biggest and the meanest of them all, Big John Studd. There's a beautiful bridge by DiBiase. Oh! What a bridge against Studd by DiBiase, trying to pull the hands off his chin, trying to turn his way out. DiBiase slipping the head through. An elbow smash to the stomach. Another elbow smash to the stomach. Here comes DiBiase. Flying tackle. Down goes Studd. DiBiase managed to drop him. DiBiase ducks away. Oh, the drop kick missed. The drop kick by Ted DiBiase missed. Big John Studd outmaneuvered DiBiase. Flying elbow drop to the back by Big John. He covers DiBiase, count of 1. At 2, DiBiase gets away, but Studd's right back on top of him. Big John Studd in control against Ted DiBiase. DiBiase had gotten out of trouble for a second, but Studd, showing he's more than just size, managed to elude the drop kick, and DiBiase took a hard spill when he missed that drop kick. Studd pulling back on DiBiase's head. Lee Warren checking. It's not a strangle. It's dangerously close, but it's not. You can see the pressure up underneath the jaw of DiBiase. DiBiase having the blood really cut off to his head, the way his head is twisted, and the way his neck is being squeezed by Big John Studd, a former collegiate basketball star. He's filled out quite a bit since those days, though. Constant weight work. He's a dedicated weightlifter. Almost every day he's in that gym pumping iron. Big John has the power, no question about that. DiBiase trying to force his way to his feet. Studd leaning on him, trying to wear DiBiase down. That's something Studd can do against almost any opponent. DiBiase to his feet, the crowd watching intently. DiBiase with a blast to the stomach. DiBiase and Studd pound on each other. DiBiase hits the ropes. Throws a forearm smash over the top, a slash to the throat. Studd gouges the eyes of Ted DiBiase. Studd whips DiBiase to the rope. Up, look out, jackknife, cradle. This could be it. But the shoulders are free, and Studd manages to lift those shoulders and at the same time bang his boot into the head of Ted DiBiase. Studd kicks DiBiase away, buying himself some time to get over onto his knees. Both men cautious. DiBiase knows he's in a battle. No room for error, no margin for mistake between Stud and DiBiase.
10 minutes have elapsed, 10 minutes left.
Cautiously, very cautiously, DiBiase reaches out. Stud daring him to lock hands. He does. Stud charges in with a knee lift to the stomach. An elbow smash to the neck, and DiBiase shaken again. Big John Stud, more than a handful so far for the Missouri State champion. Stud pounds on the back of Ted DiBiase. Remember, Stud's favorite is that hanging backbreaker. DiBiase pushes the ropes. Oh, he comes off backwards, that back exposed, and Stud bangs home the forearm to the lower back of Ted DiBiase. And I think the crowd here is starting to sense that DiBiase is really getting into trouble. Backbreaker, the backbreaker by Big John Stud. He's manhandling the Missouri champion. DiBiase got that shoulder up. He's in trouble. He's got to turn this thing around if he can, because Stud is slowly but surely wearing him down. Oh, the whip is reversed. Stud hits the corner. DiBiase, here's his chance. He hurls Stud across the ring, charges. Oh, and misses. He went right through the ropes and hit the steel ring post. DiBiase trying a flying tackle in the corner. Stud got out of the way, and DiBiase hit the ring post. Oh, he's in trouble now, if he's ever been in trouble in his life. Big John Stud got out of the way, and DiBiase hit the ring post. Stud grabs DiBiase, pulling him up onto the apron, suspending him backwards, and slams that forearm into Ted DiBiase. The Missouri State champion kicked off the apron by massive John Stud. The crowd boos at Big John. But DiBiase is in real trouble now. And I have to tell you, so far, Stud is backing up his word. DiBiase up on the apron. Stud grabs him there. Again, bends him backwards and slams that forearm into the chest. A knee into the back. DiBiase hung up on the ropes, and Stud battering DiBiase. Stud just battering DiBiase. Lee Warren trying to control Big John Stud. The count is 20, and Ted DiBiase may need it all. In fact, he may still be out there at 20. In that case, Big John Stud's going to be the winner. DiBiase up on his knees now. He's standing, he's holding that shoulder that hit the ring post. Stud right there. Look out. DiBiase grabs Stud's leg, and he slams Stud's leg down across the apron. Again, DiBiase slamming the leg of Stud over the apron. He's tying him up around that steel ring post, and he rams the knee of Big John Stud into the steel ring post. DiBiase now Stud in trouble. That knee always vulnerable no matter how big you are. And DiBiase tears into Stud. Down goes Big John. DiBiase, the leg snap, yanking out that hamstring. Big John Stud, the hamstring snapped by Ted DiBiase after his knee was slammed into the ring post. The body drop into the knee, and you know what DiBiase is thinking about here. He's thinking about the figure 4 leg lock. Again, DiBiase steps inside and snaps the leg. Now even the shins, the tendons coming down the front of the knee, aching on Big John Stud. He spins, going for the figure 4, but he's kicked away and out of the ring by Big John Stud. Talk about power with one leg. Stud kicked DiBiase right out of the ring. Stud crawling through the rope. Big John Stud going out of the ring and after Ted DiBiase. He slams DiBiase into a chair. Big John Stud slamming DiBiase into a chair outside the ring, and again trying to ram him into another chair. Stud and DiBiase battling outside the ring. We have a Donnybrook. It's Stud and DiBiase outside the ring. Stud slammed headfirst into the apron. DiBiase grabbed the chair. DiBiase grabbed the chair. Oh, and he clobbers Stud over the head with the chair. Stud still won't quit. Both men outside the ring. The match is being stopped. They're outside the ring 20 seconds. They're trying to restore order. Stud slammed into the steps. Big John, look out! Stud has slammed DiBiase into the ring post and then into the press table. Stud battering DiBiase outside the ring. And I have to tell you, DiBiase, he's trying to go out after Stud. He's going with a chair out towards the dressing room. The referees, the guards, the police trying to restrain him. Lee Warren, both been counted out.
Been counted out. A draw.
Both counted out. We'll make it official. And hear from Mickey Garagiola, who'll be going into the ring and give us an official call. What a Donnybrook. The Missouri State title belt will be returned to Ted DiBiase. But I'll tell you, that was a war. Here's Mickey.
Referee Lee Warren declares this match a draw.
All right, wrestling fans, that was this week's Promoter's Corner. We have to take one final commercial break. When we return, it is your tag team main event as the professionals take on the Top Guns. Don't go anywhere.
Wrestling fans, there's nothing better than barbecue and wrestling. When you're hungry, stop by Mr. Barbecue with 2 locations to serve you in Columbia and Waterloo, Illinois. Great barbecue, cold beverages, and SICW wrestling.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are back, and it's time for your TV main event set for one fall. TV time remaining. It is a tag team match, introducing first from the Dogtown neighborhood. At a combined weight of 452 pounds, representing the Dogtown Underground, the Professionals.
Yes! Do it.
Mahler McDarby and Sean Santel. Their opponents from St. Louis, Missouri at 454 pounds combined, Brandon Beretta, Joe Vanetti, the Top Guns.
You know, I never understood the air guitar that Brandon does. It's kind of weird. It's like Led Zeppelin salutes. It has nothing to do with Top Guns, though. It's weird.
And wrestling fans, you may see a familiar face in the ring. Your referee for this contest is legendary WWE referee Jack Doan, visiting us here in SICW.
Well, I tell you, we talk about Herb Simmons and all those years. This right here just shows that his pockets are deep with people that he knows, and Jack Doan being a special guest referee for his man.
Yeah, and it's not just the fact we got deep pockets. It's the level of respect and notoriety that SICW has really gained in recent years.
For me, oh, thank you very much. You know, the fans
yes, it's all due to yourself.
And Glenn Williams. I take credit for it. Thank you.
You bet. This is going to be a fantastic match, ladies and gentlemen. While the Professionals were away from the scene here in SICW, the Top Guns really rose to the top of the tag team ranks. Mm-hmm. So these two teams never had a chance to face each other. I don't want to say one-on-one, but two-on-two. There's been various singles matches, but this is the first tag team meetup between the Professionals and the Top Guns.
That's right, and you know what? I love it because the Professionals have no idea of the years and experience and knowledge that the Professionals have and the advantage that has over them.
Absolutely right. And I was going to give a shout-out and pat our own selves on the back to our fan fests. We've had 2 fan fests in recent years, and these fan fests have really spread the knowledge and spread the word and the name of SICW all around the world. We've had guests from every state, from multiple countries come in and see what happens here in SICW. They go back to their homes and they talk about it, and that's the sort of effect that years of Herb Simmons' hard work and the hard work of the locker room really has accomplished, and that's how people like Jack Doan end up on our radar. He's always been on our radar. I guess we end up on his radar, so we're just keep rising in the ranks, and it's an impressive thing. So shout out to Herb Simmons.
And Glenn Williams.
Yeah, and you and Glenn, yes. You've had very much to do with it. This Saturday, ladies and gentlemen, we are making our 3rd trip back to actually maybe our fourth, back to the Citizens Park in Belleville, Illinois. It is a fundraiser for the Belleville Little Devils, a youth sports league. They do wrestling, they do football, cheerleading, and more. So we hope to see you all this Saturday at the football field at the Little Devils Park, at the Citizens Park in Belleville, Illinois. And I bring this up to you. You had a very memorable match and kind of a dangerous moment last year. The main event of our trip to the Little Devils was a cage match, Central States title on the line. It was Sean Vincent and Bobby D. Bobby D regained his Central States title in a match that left you in a bad way.
Yeah, I left me scarred. I was left bleeding and bloody in the middle of the ring. And you know what? Every dog has their day, and that's the day that the dog that is Bobby D had. You know, he got his towel back that night, and a cage match is always a brutal match, and that night was no different, where I left a gallon of my own blood in the ring.
Well, who knows what the wrestling gods have in store for us this Saturday, but you have to be there. It's a great time every year for the Belleville Little Devils. Now, until rather recently, the Top Guns reigned supreme at the top of our tag team division here. I questioned what would happen when the professionals returned. So tag team gold not on the line at this on this night, because they don't have the belts. They're currently in the hands of Billy McNeel and Curtis Wilde, but these are two of the best tag teams anywhere in this country, and it wouldn't surprise me at all to see this match again in the near future when the tag titles are up for grabs.
Well, the tag team division is on fire in SICW. You got the LA Hustlers, the Top Guns, the Professionals, and now Billy McNeel and Curtis Wilde as the champions. I'm telling you right now, I don't foresee those belts staying on Billy McNeel or Curtis for very long. Nice sliding clothesline by Brandon Beretta.
Oh, but Sean Santel kicking out at 2. Sean Santel, while he was gone, really rebuilt himself. This is probably the best shape I've ever seen Sean Santel is. There's no disrespect to the man. He used to carry a little more weight on him, but he's toned himself up. He's a chiseled Sean Santel.
Nice flying short tackle by Brandon Beretta off the second rope. You know what? It's just right there, the toughness. You're right. He came back from a hiatus over a year and really worked on himself. That man is almost chiseled, raw muscle.
Absolutely right. But Brandon Beretta.
Nice tag team work.
Absolutely why the professionals are so dangerous. They're almost like brothers. They're not related, but they might as well be. They know what each other are thinking without having to say a word.
And they're both mat technicians. They can tie you up in knots in so many different ways, but at the same time get down and dirty like you are right now.
Absolutely.
With Muller stomping a mud hole in Brandon Beretta.
They know how to manipulate the referees and the rules of the match to stay one step ahead, but even if they didn't, very, very competent competitors here. Sean Santel, a rather extensive amateur wrestling background, so when he wants to, he can take you to the mat and keep you there and ride you all night long, but like they're bruisers. They are street fighters, and they rely on that more, really, than their in-ring technique. Brandon Beretta really being put to the test. I don't know how much credit you want to give him, but that's really a testament to the work that people like yourself and Cowboy Bob Orton have done with the Ace Wrestling Academy.
Yeah, I'll give the
Brandon
devil his due.
kicking
Both
out
Brandon
at 2.
and Jovenet are graduates of Cowboy Bob Orton's Ace Academy, and it shows.
We've seen both of them work security for recent national televised companies. We've seen Brandon Beretta recently make his debut with NWA-affiliated companies. He's gone down to OVW and made an impact there as well. So Brandon Beretta really turning into a road warrior, getting in the miles and hitting the highways, and he's successful everywhere he goes, and he spreads.
Fireman's carry knee drop on
Wow,
Beretta. That
very
was
nicely
creative.
done. That's what's so dangerous about the professionals and why they're so smart. They don't rest on their laurels. They don't think that they're competent as it is. They continuously improve. They continuously learn new tricks. There's nothing more dangerous, and this applies to people like yourself, Jason Breed, Billy McNeel, nothing more dangerous than a 20-plus year veteran who still learns, who still gets better and evolves.
Now that's a tag team right there.
That's their bread and butter right
it.
there. Mauler McDarby using every opportunity he can to stay one step ahead of his opponents, even if he has to get down
Brandon's
and dirty.
barely standing on his feet.
Mauler McDarby, in a lot of ways, reminds me of Roddy Piper.
Oh, yeah. The intensity, the attitude, the charisma. I couldn't agree more. Look at that taunting Giovanetti. Come on, you want to tag your partner?
Just
come and get it.
Working the lower back of Brandon Beretta, and if you take out the back of someone, all of their strength is pretty much gone. And fans,
Look at
you
the
know,
desperation on Joey's face right now.
if you've got a bad back, everything you do hurts. Just sitting hurts, moving hurts, standing up hurts, let alone trying to compete in a wrestling contest. The back is so important when it comes to your core strength and being able to do any sort of maneuver.
Face. That's got to be it. Brandon's got nothing left. If McDarby pins him right now, this match is over.
And look at this, almost shades of the Andersons, cutting the ring in half, keeping your opponent in your side of the ring. Quick tags in and out, and stopping your competitor from reaching his partner and making a tag.
Nice backbreaker.
Really focusing on the lower back. When the professionals come up with a plan and execute it properly, they're as dangerous as anybody in the world. I'd put them up against any tag team on this planet.
I mean, look at Brandon. He's on Dream Street. He can barely stand. Sights. Oh,
look at that. Mid-air reversal. Sean Santel out of there.
Is that enough for him to get a tag? Look at Joey stretching out there.
Joe Vanetti trying to fire up the crowd, trying to get a little bit of energy siphoned off of the great audience here at the SICW arena. But look at Sean Santel. He's got a hold of Brandon's leg.
There.
He made it. A fresh Joe Vanetti. He's fired up.
Those punches.
Taking it to McDarby.
Clothesline.
Sending McDarby to the mat. Oh, look at this. They've got double T moves of their own. Full clip spine buster from Brandon Beretta, going for their patented rocket launcher. If they get it, that's probably going to do it. Rocket launcher on Sean Santel.
Wait, what happened?
Referee Jack Doan
said
Vanetti was not the legal competitor. They didn't make the tag. Jack Doan says Brandon was the legal man. Oh, but look at this. Ladies and gentlemen, the professionals, Mauler McDarby, using the confusion and the chaos to just knock Joe Vanetti goofy with the shillelagh. Look at the Top Guns. They thought they had it going their way. They hit the rocket launcher. We thought that was it, but the professionals took advantage of the situation. It's a disqualification. It was a blatant hit with the shillelagh. They're continuing their attack on the Top Guns. The Top Guns are your winners by disqualification. They don't look like it right now. The professionals may have lost the technical battle, but looks like they're staying one step ahead in this war. Folks.
Oh, my God.
Oh, man, the professionals reigning supreme here on All-Star Wrestling. We're out of time. We got to go, folks. Join us this Saturday, Citizens Park, Belleville, Illinois. We're going to be at the home of the Little Devils. It's the Irish Melancholy from the professionals dominating the Top Guns. Well, folks, for your Canadian hero, Sean Vincent, I'm Drew Abbenhouse. We'll be right back here, same place, same time, next week. We'll see you then, ladies and gentlemen. Have a good night.
Next week.